Get ready for another microdose. And hey, if this information is jiving with you, then check out the full episode. The link is in the show notes. Enjoy the ride.
Comments. I mean, the relationship with yourself is critical in so much of what we talk about, and so much finding your purpose, finding your why, connecting with others, having that self-compassion. That's huge. But I also noticed something that you hit on is the word more, right? So, you know, seeking more. We talked about finding that, you know, the next house, the next nice car, the next thing. That's definitely something I think that can get in the way of finding your purpose. But the other thing is more that we already have in our life. There's information overload, right? There's that constant barrage of information from social media, from news, from friends, from whomever, telling us what we should be doing. And I think that's getting in the way. And then it's also when we look at our purpose, if you will, you know, maybe 50, 100 years ago, there were I think there were still a lot of purposes on the table, but not as many people realized it. And there are not as many purposes, quote unquote, as there are today. So it's like sitting in front of your cable TV now today, and you've got 10,000 channels, and you sit down and you start flipping with the remote, and you're like, an hour later, you realize you haven't actually watched anything. All you've done is spent time looking at the guide. Well, I think that's where a lot of us get lost in finding our purpose. Is there's so many things out there that we actually get wrapped up in analysis paralysis. We're like, well, maybe I could do this. Well, maybe I could do that. But maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do that. And we also get wrapped up in the fact, coming back to the beginning of the show, the fact that we feel that we need to serve one purpose. Well, maybe that is you. Maybe you can find one purpose, but sometimes there's more than one purpose. Maybe you can find 10 purposes and actually do all of those. Yes, it's going to be tough, and you're going to have to manage your time, but you don't have to necessarily get pigeonholed into one particular purpose. So I think that that analysis paralysis, the more, either the seeking of more or the availability of so much more, gets in the way of our finding our purpose. So I know you had something that you wanted to read, but I wanted to make sure.
I definitely want to read something, but also bring up, it's like what prevents the analysis and paralysis is take fucking action. Just do something. Just start doing something, right? And then just do the best you can, right? To keep doing that one thing for like as often as you can. Like one thing I mentioned make the fucking time to, number one, like flesh out, you know, with the Venn diagram or whatever process you're going to use in order to find your purpose. Make the time, even with just a little 15 minutes that you can kind of drop in and be active. It's not just like, you know, analysis or paralysis. That could just be reading about like, you know, your dream, whatever. Begin to develop or begin to work with the skills that are required in order to take on that purpose and take action. And the more consistent action you take, the more your spirit starts to lift, right? A big part of getting into the purpose, like your heart begins to open, right? You begin, instead of just being in, you know, that box checking expectation narrative that I kind of broke down before. It's like, wait. That's just all mind, right? That's just all like outside, right? That's like the explicit, right? What about the implicit experience? And when you work from that implicit experience, heart begins to activate. Maybe you haven't lived in your heart in a long time, and understand that it's magical, it's powerful, it brings things to you, it has things that'll run through you, it opens up imagination, it opens up like so many different realms of like earthly potential. It's unfucking believable. But it's going to take a little bit of time to get comfortable and begin to trust, you know, you need your relationship to your heart and your relationship to this purpose. But the more that you continually keep that space, expand that space, that making time space I talked about, and just keep filling it, just keep doing more and more. And I mean, more in this sense, right? Just keep taking action, action
in a good way.
Take action. And fuck what the results are. The results don't necessarily matter. I mean, at the early beginner stage of the purpose, just keep doing. And that doing takes you another thing, opens up a door over here that you never even thought was possible. That's synchronicity. And more synchronicities, more things keep coming. And all of a sudden, like you wake up inspired. You wake up differently. And I'm going to read this, and anything you want to comment on that, John, go ahead before I read about anger. as
No,
fuel.
man, go for it. Cause I want to get into, as we start to get towards the end of the show here, I want to get into specifically how mindfulness can help us. I mean, a lot of what we talked about already is founded on mindfulness. And I want to explicitly get into mindfulness specifically.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about, I don't feel I was rambling. I was rolling, I guess.
No, man, you were rolling.
Okay.
Rolling.
Rolling. Yeah. And I wasn't on any Molly. I was just rolling with just kidding. That's what they say when you're on Molly, John, rolling.
Oh,
anyway.
I know, man.
Anger. Oh, nice.
I've never used it, but I know what the term is.
Oh, it's fucking good, man. Anyway,
Oh, man.
You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that, Mom. You didn't hear that, Mom. My mom listens to the show now, John, when she on her little, when she does her bike ride. She keeps telling me, you got to stop cursing. Mom, this is for you. I love you.
There you go.
Okay, here we go. Anger is fuel. This is Julia Cameron, the artist way. She goes, anger is fuel. We feel it when we want to do something. Hit someone, break something, throw a fit, smash the fist into a wall, tell those bastards. But we are nice people. And what we do with our anger is stuff it, deny it, blur it, block it, hide it, lie about it, medicate it, muffle it, ignore it. We do everything but listen to it. Anger is meant to be listened to. Anger is a voice, a shout, a plea, a demand. Anger is meant to be respected. Why? Because anger is a map. Anger shows us shows what our boundaries are. Anger shows us where we want to go. It lets us see where we've been and lets us know when we haven't liked it. Anger points the way, not just the finger. Yeah, anger points the way, not just the finger. In the recovery of a blocked artist, and anger is a sign of health. Anger is meant to be acted upon. It's not meant to be acted out. Anger points the direction. We are meant to use anger as fuel to take the action we need to move where our anger points us. With a little thought, we can usually translate the message that our anger is sending us. That is Julia Cameron, man. She is like, I love this writer. And I just want to put that out there. So if you're really feeling that fire and that fury of anger, listen to it. There's a message in there.
Hey, thanks for joining us on this journey. Small doses lead to big changes. If you're vibing with this snippet, then take a listen to the full episode by clicking the link in the show notes. If you would like to plug in deeper to what we're doing, head to mentalkingmindfulness.com or text MTM to 33777. Until next time, peace.